Alright, I hope you guys are doing well. Wanted to make a relatively quick video on Nio and Beyond Meat. So I'm going to start with ticker symbol NIO. But before I do want to mention that tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so the market will be closed. And on Friday, the market will be trading with shortened hours, and it will be closing at 1 p.m. So just, to throw that out there for those who do not know. Will be closed tomorrow, and then on Friday I would anticipate having lower volume. Coming off of a holiday, especially with shortened trading hours and about to go into a weekend, usually there's a tendency to see lower volume. So just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, starting here on NIO, great day, up almost 8%, and you can see we're starting to see this cupping pattern. So we had this run up here in early November, up right around this $2.40 mark. If I move it out, you'll see where I got that resistance from. I'll pull it in right in here. So here was this low that was set in right around 240, we'll call it. And we hit that and then sold right back down as quickly as we went up. We gathered some support around 175, which is where we saw these tops. And then we have started to make a push higher over the past week and a half. And we are now sitting back at the highs that we saw back in early November. So it'll be interesting to see where we play out from here, but I just want to throw out a couple scenarios. My opinion would be that this consolidates for maybe a day or so. This is a big move from 175 back up to this 250 mark. You're talking about 30%. And we're right around this resistance here. I don't want to say that we are holding above it because we cracked through it last time, and we actually made it up to I think like 248. So we closed above 240, but the next day we opened up and this sold right back down again. So I want to see a multi-day close above 240, or at least some consolidation in that 240 range, and then maybe a push higher with some momentum up to 260, and eventually 275, and then $3. Would be my price targets as we move forward in the near future. To the downside, I want to mention, I want to see us hold above 175. We have been consistently making higher lows, so we had 116. Then we were in here around the 130s, 140s, and then we stopped with a low around 175. So if we come back down, want to see us hold this maybe $2 mark. Again, with penny stocks, the 50-cent and even dollar marks are usually areas of support and resistance. So if we were to move back down, maybe find support right around $2. Again, if not, I don't want to see us dip much below 175, if even going down to that level. And then I can just throw in a trend line here that may also prove to be some support in the future. But again, I'd like to see some consolidation right around 240. Maybe just take a breather. It's like running a sprint. You're not going to run a 400 and then right after it run another 400 as fast as you can with just say 10 seconds in between. It's going to take a little bit of a breather. Sometimes you have these stocks that'll go 100% in a day, but I do still believe that there's a lot of bag holders here in NIO. So as we push up, we're going to see this kind of choppy nature where we have this run up and then it sells back down pretty quick. We'll have a run up and then it sells back down, and it's just going to be, if we do continue this upward trend, it's going to be a lot of zigzagging in my opinion. But that's enough on NIO. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Beyond Meat. So again, ticker symbol BYND. And the reason I wanted to make a brief little analysis of Beyond Meat was because of what we've been seeing here over, say, the past week. So we had this upward trend We broke down below 77, but then instantly saw buyers step back in. We broke this upward trend as we got up to the $82 mark, and then we bounced not once, but we bounced twice right around this $77 price point. And that was one that I was looking at, and to be honest, I thought that we were going to crack down below it, but it seems as if every time we come and tap on this level, at least as of recent, we see buyers step in and we do not dip much below it. And so now we have risen back up and we are right at this $82 price point. So my idea here is that we are going to continue now to push towards 85, and I want to point it out here on the 4 hour. It's a little bit harder to see with some of these moving averages, but the first time that we pushed up, we just cracked above the 50, and then we hit the $82 resistance, and then we broke down below. But now we have bounced twice off 77, like I already mentioned, and we have now cracked above not only the 50, but the 100-day is leveled off, and we have now closed above the 100-day moving average. So I think that is pretty important. We may see it trade back down towards the $80 price point if we see some people who are taking profits from this nice little move up. But I want to see it hold above this 50 and 100-day moving average, and if that can scoop the price up and start to take us higher, maybe up to this $85 price point, and then maybe up to the 200-day moving average, which is in the high 80s. I think that might be a good move. And once again, you know, I had mentioned when we first started seeing this consolidating period a couple of weeks ago, right in here between $85 a share and say $75 a share. My target, my overall target was $85. I wanted to get in around 77 and then get out around 85, and that was looking at, I believe it was about a 9 or 10% gain, I think. And initially my trade would have failed, as it would have dipped. I would have gotten in, and then I think my stop loss was right around 75 or so, or 75, I think. But you know, we've climbed back up. We hit 82, and then we came down again, bounced twice, and then we started moving up. So I'd like to see again this momentum continue to travel to the upward side and hit 85. And I think if we can break through 85, we really might start to see some more people buy in, as this consolidation may prove to be valid, and we may continue to rise back up, maybe up to 100 as we move into December and into January of next year. Also on the weekly chart, which may prove to be a little bit of a struggle. Well, that's kind of difficult to see. Let me see if I can move that out a little bit. I guess that'll be alright. But anyway, we had our first green week 2 weeks ago. Then we sold off. The next week we were down, I don't know, it was like 5 or 8%. And now we're coming back the following week, this week, and we're up a good chunk. So if we can continue that and we can push towards this 9-day moving average here on the weekly, and push through it, I think that that'll be a big resistance. And again, that's in the high 80s. If we can push through that, it might take a couple tries, but if we can push through it and start to see this overall pattern reverse from what we have been seeing, this straight downward. Now that we're starting to level off for a few weeks here, if we can push higher, that might get us to the $100 price point, or at least the mid-90s, as we finish out this year and move into next. So hopefully this video is helpful. I know I kind of rambled a little bit there, just trying to give you an idea or a new perspective that maybe you haven't seen on either one of these charts. So hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving, and enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you guys for watching.